Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're bringing you a brand new unboxing of LaGranja.
By Board and Dice.
This is a game that we just received in the mail. Yep. We did some coverage of them back in the day. Yep. We stumbled across a prototype. A friend of ours had a copy. We liked the game so much we wanted to talk about it. And now we have it. Let's go ahead and take a look. It's unboxed. That's what you're here for, right? That's the whole thing. Is that not? Don't worry.
That's how it works.
We will have beautiful B-roll of all the components to show you as we actually tell you a little bit about this game. Sure, what's happening here in LaGranja?
LaGranja, the Deluxe set specifically, and in this game you are trying to become the best farmer that you can be. You are going to be upgrading your farm and producing goods to be able to deliver it to the market and score the most points by the end of the game. In the game, you are going to be drafting dice from a common pool of dice on your turn and then taking actions with those dice. Each dice usually gives you a resource, and you're trying to see what the other players are going to need and take it before they do, and take the most valuable resource.
It's a very satisfying Euro. One of the coolest things about it happens to be a pile of cards. And you might think, cards? Why are cards going to be exciting? I mean, we've got beautiful wooden dice with shiny pips on them. We've got nice little screen-printed meeples with buildings. There's something like 11 or 12 expansions included in this game.
12.
Why are the cards the most exciting thing?
The cards are the most exciting thing because they have 4 different uses for the cards. Your boards are a dual-layered board, and every single card can be used in 4 different ways. Your card can be slotted here right on top, and that will be a delivery that only you can make, requiring wheat, grapes, and then you get a market good and to go into the middle of the board.
And that's perfect because that's the exact type of delivery I'm set up and ready to do.
Yep. Then you can also place your card on the side of your board over here, expanding your field, and so that in every single round you'll be producing an extra grape, which will allow you to make wine later on.
That's perfect because I need to make wine to do the other deliveries that I want to do.
Then your cards can slot under here, and you can get helpers. So you can get a chef, a thief, a chandler, a warrior. There are so many different cards. Each one gives you unique powers and abilities. Some of them can be used once per round, and if you happen to fill up all 3 of your slots, then you can cover them up and get rid of them.
And that's perfect because a chef is exactly what I need.
I think a thief.
To continue progressing in this game, and since it's early in the game, I really need to place this card there.
The last place that you can place it is to expand your farm, and this is going to give you the ability to draw up more cards and take extra delivery actions and breed more pigs. You can only breed pigs if you have to, and you have the space for them.
And that's perfect because I already have a capacity of pigs, and I need more cards every round.
Yes.
Can you start to see why the cards are the best part of this game? So the cards are fascinating because as you get a handful of cards, every single action and combinations of actions that you have give you a ton of opportunity and possibilities. And I don't know for sure, but a lot of these cards are actually unique within themselves. Yeah. Odd mixtures of resources that you're going to need to deliver, resources that you get from round to round in the game, ways that you can build out your vineyard with grapes and pastures and wheat farms. And then also, of course, really cool special abilities that tie into the different type of people that you can have working on your farm and helping you contribute to either endgame victory points, mid-game resource dumping or generation, and early-game resource creation. You also have a factor that I love seeing in dice placement games or dice selection, dice drafting games, which is a nice little healthy mix of dice mitigation and dice manipulation in there as well. So all of these special abilities start mixing into the core foundation of the game, making it so that the decision space you have on your turn, especially leading towards the end game, like actions that you want to take, the final result of the farm that you've built, is really, really wide. It's not an overwhelming game, though. I remember when we played, we didn't have much AP. There was a little bit of pausing to read cards, but really because the graphic pattern is laid out very well and the actions are pretty straightforward, you work in a pathway. That pathway may turn out to not be the most effective way to win, but you're not getting stuck early on.
Yeah, it has a very tight feeling as you're trying to get your resource engine up and running because you are trying to have a little bit of an area majority out on the board by completing the deliveries at each one of these locations. Some of these locations will be closed off in the beginning of the game and they'll open up throughout as people make the deliveries. But you want to be the first one there because you get rewards. Additionally, each location is going to give you a special upgrade that has an ability, an instant ability, and then a power that will take effect later on. So you'll get 3 coins, but then it'll also give you, at round 1, 3 coin income generation. This one will immediately get you one of these goods, and then it'll always give you one of these goods. So you want to be the first one there. You want to start figuring out which one of these upgrades is going to help you out in the beginning of the game and which one will take effect more towards the end of the game and where you should start going for, because some of them you'll have to pay 6 coins to deliver. Some of them you'll need to generate olives, wheat, grapes, pigs, and a coin to deliver. And so some of them are harder, some of them are easier. Then you have this middle area where you're going to be using your donkeys to deliver those
a touch of area control, and sure likes area control.
Yeah, every player starts out on a space out here. And so you would start out, and when you would make a delivery on the top of your card, you would check out what number it is. Then you can place one of your pips on one of those numbers. Any number surrounding it that is lower than the number you placed out, that pip will come out, and that person will not have that to score at the end of the game. And so you constantly want to try going for the 6s, but the 6s are very hard to accomplish because no one can knock off your 6 over there. The 6s usually require more resources, more expensive. So this is a 5. This one requires 4 resources in contradiction to the one that is a 3. And so you kind of have that area control going in the middle of the board.
And you're making big decisions about what you have to work with from round to round, from dice rolling mechanic to dice rolling mechanic, what cards you have in your hand, what resources you have available, and what you want to build towards the end of the game. I don't think there's a lot of chaos that happens here, but every now and then you certainly do run into a situation where you have to rework the pathway that you were taking because the right dice didn't come out, someone got there seconds before you, a card that you're going to draft from the market didn't show up in your hand or showed up on someone else's tableau. Overall, it's a very satisfying game. It's one that we're looking forward to playing. The production copy, at least in the deluxe version, is very, very nice. We have heavy wood tiles across the board, good quality cardboard, nice printing on the cards.
So you have these wooden tiles that you'll be able to purchase each during a round. You'll be able to have 5 of them, and they give you instant bonuses and abilities.
And we have no idea. Like, we can't even speak towards what exists in the expansions. There's some minor expansions, like the worker expansions that we've actually incorporated into the game, but all of these little extra tokens, pieces, pips, and cardboard shits that we can punch out deal with the different expansions that we have.
Yeah, there's actually the rule book lays it out. The module book, if you want to start flipping through it, it lays it out very, very clearly. So there's these 6 modules over here, Betwixt, and it says who they're designed by. Some of them are designed by Stefan
Counselor
Feld,
and Outlaws, Betwixt, Broken Roofs, Bustling Town, Donkey Song,
Adam Kwapinski. They've been designed by really interesting people. And then
there's a few more there.
There's a few more over here.
I think it's all 12, right?
Yep, that's Grand Mark. There's Grand Markers, Hired Hand, etc., new farm hands, and so then they go through each one, and so this is Broken Roofs. This one is, these are the new components, and these are the changes in the setup. These are the components, changes in setup, building action, and so it really outlines it and displays it very, very clearly, and with a way to understand it.
Yeah, they're simple, they're accessible, they don't quite take a ton of work to incorporate in, but I remember we were able to play with, I think, the workers, and then I believe we also played with the hired hands we played with, and the broken roofs we played with, I remember. And the broken roofs changed the game, or at least one part of the game, drastically. The hired hands just gave us more to do, and I really liked having the freedom because it did feel like, in its base game, it did feel like a very, very tight game. Is there any flavor text? Because it's something that we like to do in here on Quackalope. We like to find and see and read a touch of flavor text to say thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe if you like the B-roll that we're doing, and stay tuned, because if this video gets enough engagement, Sheer and I would be happy to come back with a gameplay sometime down the road and demonstrate who's really the best at Eurogames.
In LaGranja, 1 to 4 players control small farms by the outpick pond near the villages of Esporles on island Mallorca. During the course of the game, players try to steadily expand their farms into mighty country estates LaGranja. They also seek to deliver goods to the village. Here, speed means everything. LaGranja is a fascinating game that requires careful planning. Successful players must learn to cope with imponderability of the dice and cards that are available to them. It's not so much flavor.
It's not really flavor. It's not. Most Euro games, I'm going to be
so
honest,
bad at flavor text.
Do not have the best flavor text.
Those are the farm card glossary. That's the solo version.
There's a solo mode.
Yeah, there's a solitaire game.
Never mind. Sheer will come back to the channel on her own. She'd rather play games by herself than with me. Let's see here. Donkey Song. This module gives more prominence to siesta track, focusing especially on spaces previously not as attractive as others. I want like a bit of flavor text that's like, in this module, the donkeys will sing sweet hymns to you as you fall asleep. Here they're braying out in the early evening of the...
It really does not say so. It really does not say very good flavor text.
There's no flavor text, not a bit. Oh.
Led by a really neat boss donkey, a whole herd of donkeys sets out in the area of the Alpic to start their own business. A farm run by donkeys. This is wild.
Woo!
But yes, as a human farmer, you are in real trouble now, my friend. The donkey farm has unlimited power since donkeys are incredibly strong. And since they are donkeys themselves, they deliver the heck out of their crops. All the marketeers fear those mean donkeys and take whatever good they offer, just to be left alone. It's your test not to let those donkeys become the leaders of LaGranja someday. Are you strong enough to take on the whole donkey herd and claim the beautiful estate yourself?
I will be honest with you.
That's the best flavor text I've seen.
I have not wanted to play a solo mode so much
than to beat the donkeys?
Than to beat the freaking donkeys.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that little bit of, now instead of like, you're competing against some random AI. No, the donkeys have come over. This is an alternate universe we're playing in. LaGranja is an entirely different world. We have sentient donkeys that are literally mugging and threatening people.
There's Donkey Kings.
I love it. Good on you. Good on you,
Leon the Donkey King.
All right.
And then they show how to incorporate the modules for solo play. That's so cool.
Cool. Thanks for watching. We're excited to have the game in hand. Looking forward to getting it to the table and possibly bringing more coverage here to the channel if people are excited and interested. Whatever the case.
Whatever you do, remember to do the
get out and I guess go punch a donkey. Listen,
donkeys
there's no telling how threatening they are. We have to stand up against them first and foremost.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.